Welcome to this online training on financial management of a cross-border cooperation project. The implementation of the project is very exciting, but let's not forget about the necessity of good project management. The financial management of the project consists of many elements: planning and budgeting, accounting and financial reporting, to name a few. The ultimate aim is to manage the resources of the project properly in order to achieve the planned objectives and results. Every project should respect the three principles of sound financial management. First of all, effectiveness, which is to achieve the expected results and specific objectives set in the project proposal. Secondly, efficiency, that is to get the best relationship between the resources employed and the results to be achieved. Thirdly, economy, so that the resources used for the project activities are made available on time, in appropriate quantity and quality, and at the best price. In order to do that, it is important to understand the project financial risks and address them properly, to implement the budget and the financial plan according to the grant contract, and ensure that all applicable rules are followed. As you might remember, in our previous videos, preparing a project budget has been a serious challenge for our project partners. We are happy to see now that Peter, the financial manager of the lead beneficiary, is available, ready to manage the project finances, and closely cooperate with Carla, the project overall coordinator.
Hi Carla, would you have time for a short meeting?
Sure, let's meet tomorrow at 10.
I know that the project is already being implemented, but I wanted to ask you, have you discussed potential financial risks with our partners?
Well, we've had a kick-off meeting, a few local events have been organized, and the experts are working hard to prepare the main activities. We've not discussed the financial risks in detail yet. Honestly speaking, I've been mainly in touch with the project managers, Anna and Boris, of our partner organizations.
Understanding the project financial risks and their impact is crucial for the project success. For example, what if the procurement of the equipment for the environmental monitoring is delayed by 2 months? Or can you or your partners expect cash shortages that will affect delivery or project activities? Financial risks should be a part of overall project risk management that we have seen in our previous video on project management and monitoring.
Okay, then we should address these questions in the upcoming partners meeting. Let's add the question of financial risks to the agenda and involve also the financial managers of our partner organizations in the meeting. Nice to meet you. Since we've started to implement the project, we would like to establish regular exchanges of project financial information. It will allow us to follow the status of the project cash flow and plan up to the next refinancing payment of the grant.
We propose to exchange financial information once per month. We should also start preparing the accounting and financial information, as in a few months we have to submit the first report. The financial estimates will be useful to prepare the request for payment from the program.
Some of the information that you might be interested to exchange is status of the budget, implementation of the financial plan, planning of procurements, and identifying and monitoring risks. It is important that not only your individual budgets and financial plans are on a good track, but also that the lead beneficiary has good overview of the situation and can help you if needed.
We are busy implementing the project and do not have time for this bureaucracy. Why do you need all this financial information, since we have to submit only periodic reports to the program?
Well, first, Carl and Peter needs this information to prepare the payment request from the program. I guess it's also in your interest to receive the program funding timely. Second, having up-to-date information can help address different problems or challenges. Maybe there is something that might affect delivery of your budget and activities in upcoming months.
Well, actually, we had a big procurement planned, but it seems that there will be delays as the preparation of the technical specifications require much more time than we planned.
Well, this is another very practical reason to have an ongoing exchange of information, so we can react and address issues like these.
Now, when listening to you, you convinced me on this idea. Just, please, let's organise the exchange of information without too much bureaucracy.
Definitely. We can use the shared online management tools used for our monitoring system to include this financial information in it. This will allow easier updates.
Okay, agreed.
Okay. As I understood, we still have to assess our financial risks, right? We will organise an internal meeting on this next week.
Be realistic when looking at your budget and financial plan. If you do not have any major procurements planned, then most likely procurement risks will not be high on your priority list, and vice versa. On the other hand, you might have a situation where price of certain services have increased in your region. In such case, it makes sense to assess whether you can still purchase the services needed within the budget planned, or there might be a significant change in the exchange rates. Situations like these can really have an effect on the delivery of your project results. Therefore, keeping these risks in mind and informing the lead beneficiary is always a good idea and a step towards a solution.
Hi Carla, I have some news about our activities. It seems that the procurement of equipment will be delayed by 3 to 4 months. I was reading the grant contracts, and it looks like this change has to be communicated to the managing authority. Can you talk with them on the possible solutions?
Thanks a lot for this information. I will send a message to our project manager in the program. Let's see what his answer is and then proceed. Dear Mr. Manager, is a delay of the procurement a major change in the project?
Remember, procurement is one of the trickiest areas in the project implementation, as it is highly regulated both by the program rules and national legal acts. That is why preparation well in advance is helpful. Failure to observe procurement rules most likely will lead to ineligible expenses. In other words, the program will not finance your procurement or part of it in case of breach of these rules, and may ask you to return the funding. That is why make sure that the rules are clear to you and contact the lead beneficiary and the program in case of doubt before the launch of the procedures.
Dear all, please remember that the project expenses and income must be registered in your accounting records. Do not leave this to the last moment, and please follow your national accounting rules and the grant contract. If you have any doubt, please let me know so I can try and clarify the questions with the program.
It is the start of the project implementation, but let's not forget about the responsibilities that go beyond the project. The project documents have to be kept for 5 years from the date of balance payment from the program. All beneficiaries have to be aware of this fact and plan this in advance. One of the options is to use the archiving procedure and system of your institution to ensure that all documents are well organized and stored properly. The documents should be easily identifiable and quick to find in case of any post-project audit and control.
It makes my life so much easier having all the relevant information available and to see that budgets and financial plans are being implemented successfully.
Good financial management allows to follow the status of the project budget and financial plan at any given time. You will be able to react to actual risks and challenges, and it will make reporting to the program so much easier. For all the topics that we have outlined and more, you will find useful handouts and supporting documents on our online platform. We wish you a successful project implementation.